and AM 1410 Elgin time.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Brought to you by Wendy's. The Elgin Cultural Arts Commission will meet on June 9th from 6 to 10 p.m. at 150 Dexter Court in the second floor conference room. A great chance to engage with local arts and find out more about the arts and culture initiatives going on in the city of Elgin. Paddles will hit the water this Saturday as the Mid-American Canoe and Kayak returns to the Fox River, organized by Fox Valley Park District, and the event invites paddlers of all skill levels with both competitive and recreational categories. This year, the 10-mile race launches from St. Charles, while the 6-mile course begins in Batavia, both finishing in Aurora. The Elgin Police Department is recruiting for its Emergency Communications Division. Telecommunicators answer all emergency and non-emergency calls in Elgin. The position offers a salary range of $64,000 to $79,000, comprehensive benefits, retirement plans, and tuition reimbursement.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Major League Baseball Sunday, the A's beat the Phillies 5-4. That snapped Philadelphia's 9-game winning streak and also broke an 11-game losing skid for the A's. Tampa has wins in 5 straight. They shut out the Blue Jays 13-0. The Tigers shut out the Guardians 5-0. Terry Skubal pitched a complete game shutout, 2 hits allowed, 13 strikeouts. The Orioles beat the Red Sox 5-1. The Brewers over the Pirates 6-5. Seiya Suzuki hit a 3-run blast, leading the Cubs past the Reds 11-8. The Giants over the Nationals 3-2. The Astros rallied to beat the Mariners 5-3. 2-run homer for Christian Walker in the bottom of the 10th. The Rangers over the White Sox 5-4. The Cardinals handed the Diamondbacks their 5th straight loss 4-3. The Yankees over the Rockies 5-4. The Mets beat the Dodgers 3-1. The Padres scored a 5-3 win at Atlanta. The Royals beat the Twins 2-1 in 10 innings. Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The only thing better than a long weekend? A long weekend filled with great deals. And with Kohl's Memorial Day sale, you can get $10 off when you spend $25 or more. Earn $5 Kohl's cash for every $25 spent. And save on must-haves for soaking up the sun, from patio essentials to poolside picks and more. So hurry to Kohl's and kick off your summer with some savings. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Offers end May 26th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain showers after 10 a.m. and a high near 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain showers and a low around 52. Looking ahead to tomorrow, rain showers are likely with a high near 63. Currently, it is 59 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platform.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are here this morning with Carol Gieske and her crew from Chamber Chat. So, Carol, I'm going to put the mic on, and we're going to let you start introducing everybody, because this is your show.
Thanks, Dean. I appreciate it.
We're
Thank
just
you
here
for
to
running
help
that
out.
board. You're doing a fine job.
Hey, do you like that?
I do like it. Yeah.
A little slow start there. I didn't know what button wasn't connected right away,
Well,
but we got everything set.
Like there's got to be 100 buttons in front
Oh, my
of you,
God,
Dean.
there's quite a few.
Yeah.
And I only know 4 of them.
Good. Well, thanks for having us today. We are excited to be here. I'm Carol Gieske with the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, and this is our monthly show, Chamber Chat. Glad to be able to get together and just have a quick conversation about some of the businesses in the Elgin area. So my guests today will be including Adam Ziegler, who's the president of Ziegler's Ace Hardware, Jeff Bennett, longtime volunteer with the Fox River Trolley Museum. He's the chief car officer. I think that's the first person I've met, Jeff, with that title. So I look forward to hearing about it. And our summer intern, who started with us 15 minutes ago, Dom Modstron. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
Well, so Dom is coming to us through the Alignment Collaborative for Education. I'm a member of that board of directors, and Dom is one of the 200-plus high school juniors or seniors who are working with local businesses in the greater Elgin area, coming from School District U46, District 300, 303, and 301. And so I got a resume of Dom a couple of months ago as this process was going through. We were determining who would join us. And so Dom's coming on board as an intern with us for 60 hours this summer with our
great.
Elgin Development Group. So welcome.
Yeah, of course, it's a great opportunity. I'm excited to work with you guys. I'm excited to see what's up there for me, and I'm ready, you know.
Awesome. So we were talking in the green room. I don't know if you remember what you were doing, Dean, as a senior in high school.
You know what? I took advantage of a program similar. When I went through the fire cadet program, that's how I started in the fire service real early in my career. And that's why I love interns. In fact, we're going to be doing a little something with U46. The broadcasting that they have, the WCPT, I guess it is. So we're going to kind of resurrect the stuff that used to happen here, get the youth back involved, because, you know, they're our future, as we all know.
I'm actually in the broadcast program at South Elgin. I'm part of the Beacon Academy. So.
Well, I'd love to see you here. You're already getting your feet wet on this. So this is great.
Yeah. So being a senior in high school, we had a lot of things going on. You are just very, very active. You're working. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell our listeners.
Well, it's always like I've always reached for more opportunities to expand like what I do with myself, like just not stay at home and just be a random kid, right? But make sure that I'm seen, that colleges can see me, universities can see me, always making sure I'm stepping ahead of what I can do rather than what I'm least that I can do. So,
Excellent. And you were involved in a lot of things down at South Elgin High School. Tell us a
yeah.
little bit about that if you care
I was
to.
part of the talent show last year. I got second place because I play the piano. Part of the talent show. I do a lot of clubs like National Honor Society, which they help out with like organizing events around the school, organizing events outside of school. Also part of the student council of just my class, like the junior student class council. And again, they just meet up once a week in the mornings. We just talk about what we can do to fix certain problems that people have, what we can do to make the school experience better, event planning, all those sort of stuff. So it's kind of like marketing for our school.
Well, it's really exciting as we look into our Chamber of Commerce, and one of our areas of the mission is to look at future leadership and make sure that we have leaders who can be ready to take the helm as some of us retire out. And so we're really excited about Dom and his expertise and his willingness to learn and to be with us as an intern with our Elgin Development Group. Tony Lusenko will be leading Dominic's time and talking to him about what our community is like, what we do with economic development, and how that might be important to Dominic as he just determines and where he'll be going to school in the next year or so. Remember that college search and what we wanted to do. So thank you for being with us. We're going to have you step back to the office, and thank you very much for being here, and we look forward to working with you.
You're welcome, Dominic. I think you'll do well.
All right, Jeff, come on over. Pardon me. So again, Dominic is joining us as an intern. Oh, can you get out?
Just it up, yeah.
There we go. Excellent. So Dom's going back to our office. This is his first day. He started with us, as I said, about 15 minutes ago. So I corralled him to quickly come on board and work with us. But we're going to talk now about a couple of organizations that probably you know well if you're in the Elgin and South Elgin area. Thanks, Matt, for helping us out with all of this as well behind the scenes with Dean. Joining me today again is Adam Ziegler, president of Ziegler's Ace Hardware. Thanks for joining us, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
Pull that microphone a little bit closer to you, and let's make sure you're talking right there with it.
Thanks
Good.
for having me.
Well, we're so glad you could be here. Thank you very much. And Jeff Bennett, who is the chief car officer at Fox River Trolley Museum. Thanks for being here. Longtime volunteer with that museum, right?
Yeah, longtime Elginite, longtime volunteer. You know, so this is great. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, well, we're really excited to talk about it. It's really a wonderful organization, lots going on. So we're going to start, though. Adam, let's talk a little bit about Adam Ziegler and your heritage. Adam, Ziegler's Ace Hardware, they're everywhere,
Who
right?
doesn't know Ziegler's Ace
exactly.
Hardware? Come on.
Who isn't there
Everybody
every
knows them.
weekend getting another screw that's longer than the one we don't have at home because that's what we need, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. No, we have a very long history with Elgin. My great-grandpa bought an existing hardware store in 1930. The existing hardware store he bought was Meehan's Hardware, which was open since 1856. So it's a pretty long and storied history. But over the years, we've added stores, taken away stores, and we sit at 9 stores right now, up and down the Fox River Valley, and then one north of Rockford in Roscoe. And I'm 4th generation and just really enjoy what I do.
It's incredible to think that it's 4th generation already. I mean, it's been such a joy working with your father, your grandfather. We have a lot of history here, but like you said, Jeff, who doesn't know Ziegler's Ace Hardware?
Well, I just have to say, I grew up 1 block away from the Lillian store.
Okay.
So a lot of time spent in there.
Sure.
Several shenanigans we probably shouldn't talk about. And then I spent almost a 20-year career working next to your store here on this side of town. So Ziegler's is near and dear to my family.
Absolutely. So so many stores. How do you divide your time between working here? Your corporate office is downtown Elgin.
Yep, my office is at the Spring Street store. And really, it's really the team I got. I mean, if I don't have the great team I do have, nothing's going to get done. So we got a great support staff. We got a great sales staff. We got great managers. and that's what makes makes it work.
Makes it a lot easier for you.
Absolutely.
All right. So talk about, as you were a senior in high school, did you imagine yourself, a few years later that you would be the CEO of the chain?
I always enjoyed the hardware stores. Obviously, I grew up with them. I remember going around on weekends with my dad when I was just a little guy, and we'd stop for McDonald's fries. And that's just the little weird things that stick with you when you do that. And I always knew I wanted to be in it. I went away to school at SMU in Dallas and ended up working for KPMG and Alcon down there. I spent about 13 years down in Dallas before moving back in 2013. And then my time with Ziegler's Ace started then.
And are you a CPA? You're an accountant?
I am.
You are. So that comes in handy, huh?
It's good to know the numbers.
Absolutely. And so you now you have staff that has a lot of longevity. That's what I remember is you have team managers that have been with you, team members that have been with you for decades.
Yes, we have at least 4 people that I can think of that have been 30 plus years. Several of them are getting close to 40 years.
My gosh.
Yeah, they started as a sales associate or cashier and worked their way up, and store managers, and our delivery driver and transfer truck driver Bobby's been with us 30 some odd years, and there's a lot of knowledge in those buildings.
Yeah,
and it's interesting because you get that paired with you have the intern. We get a lot of high school kids that it's their first job, and it's teaches them a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff you're going to do in life, just fixing stuff around the house.
Yeah, what an
you get a
amazing
little
opportunity,
a little familiarity with it, and then some of them stick with us, and a lot of them go off to other jobs. It's great, and then sometimes they'll circle back when they retire. It's a great retirement job that'll they want 10 to 20 hours a week and enjoy talking to people and helping fix problems. And
sure.
So we run the gamut there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think is always so helpful is walking into an Ace Hardware. I can, I'm on a quest for my husband who, as I said earlier, wants that longer screw, but I can talk to someone about what we're doing and they can tell me, no, you don't want that. You actually want this. And I'll walk home and there it is. That's what I needed after all. So we appreciate that knowledge that comes with your staff. You have staff, how many staff altogether?
We have about 150.
Wow.
150.
150.
And you got that much longevity with a lot of the employees, which speaks volumes really to the management and to what you've developed throughout the years. Was it your grandfather?
My great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
Yeah, my great-grandfather.
1930 when he took the program over. So you've kept that in place, and you've made this a comfortable setting where people want to stay there.
We tried to. I mean, it's truly a family business.
Yeah, that's great. Because you want to go to I whenever we need something here, I always go to your hardware store down the block. And I say, you know what? You got to shop local. And I keep telling everybody that all the time. If you got to get a sandwich, you got to get a nuts, bolts, screws. Even if it maybe costs an extra $1 or $2 extra, you shop local because hopefully they're going to do the same thing in return.
Right.
And they're going to, trade with you. That's what you hope for. But the fact that when a regular customer walks in and they walk out happy, that's the whole key. That your clerk, whatever you want to call them, took the time to solve that problem. To your point, Carol, you don't know what it is, what type of a hinge you need. Is it a forward hinge, backward hinge? What type of a hasp? Sounds as dumb as a hasp on a door. Is the door set back? Is the door flush? It's a different type of a piece of hardware you're going to sell.
Right.
And your people being knowledgeable, and God, if you got them there for at least 20, 30 years, they got to have quite a bit of knowledge.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like you said, the circle back is really cool.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting the retirees that have kind of been through life and have fabricated things, that's what a hardware store is all about.
Yeah, it takes every single one of them to run it, and they all do a really good job.
Yeah.
So I can't be.
Yeah, you got a good crew. We've
express
seen
that
them.
appreciation
Wonderful
enough.
crew over there.
Well, your HR person we talk with every month. We have a group that meets all the HR professionals to talk about issues surrounding their complex world of human resources. And so your team has been represented, not only now, but your previous HR director has been involved with us since we started this at COVID time. And really talking about what you're able to do, how you're able to hire, you take care of your people. And that's really so very important, too, for the continuity of the staff. But you now have competitors on every block. And so how is it that you're able to, excuse me, continue to provide the services that you provide?
Well, our whole thing is we want to build trusting relationships with our neighbors. And so, I want the community to be able to trust us that they can come in and get what they need and get the help that they need. And then from the employee aspects, it's truly a family business. So I don't think I've ever denied a vacation request to see a kid's game or anything like that. I go to my kids' stuff. I want you to be able to go to your kids' stuff too. So of course we got to cover the store and all that, but
Sure.
We make it work. We do.
That's awesome. Oh, it's really great that you're able to do it. Well, so your locations are all over the place. If people want to find you online, how do they do that, Adam?
www.zace.net. And then we're also on Facebook. We're trying to build our Facebook followers.
Yes.
So we're doing a lot of digital media stuff.
Yeah. It's fun to see that. We obviously like you on your social media, and it is fun to see the things that you're doing. One of the things I always like is grills. When we talk about buying a grill, if for instance you have to buy a grill, if we get one from you, what do? You assemble.
We'll put it together and we'll deliver it.
Yeah, that's a benefit. I mean, it isn't necessarily the same thing elsewhere, but my goodness, to have that taken care of and all those hundreds of pieces that go into a grill. I guess you don't ever know that until you actually are putting one together, but that's really important. Well, it's exciting, and being part of the community. You're invested in the community in lots of different ways, though, too. You all are active in different areas of the different communities that you're in as well.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think. I don't know that we know how long we've been a member of the Elgin Chamber.
Forever. So
it says, I think the plaque says 70 plus.
It does. And do you know why that is? So let me just share that with you. When our office has moved in those transitions, some of the infrastructure was tossed into the dumpster. And so we really don't know. We've been around since 1907. And I'm sure that y'all were part of us at the very beginning. So there's a handful of organizations, of businesses that have been affiliated with our chamber for well over 75 years. It's just we don't have records going back before 1950, unfortunately. But yeah, you've been part of this for a very long time, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, and we try to do different things. We get a lot of donation requests, and I try to do a little bit for everybody. And it's just, you got to be involved in the community, and it's just good. Like you were saying, shop local.
That's exactly it. You have to support local.
The local chamber, support the local businesses. The money stays in the community.
Yeah.
It's not going, out of state. It's just good for everybody.
It is true, and we talk about that a lot. You're employing our local folks. You're employing our neighbors. You're helping kids like Dom who have their first job and grow up and get those critical components of being an effective employee at places like yours, because you instill in them what needs to be done in order to reach out to the customers, correct?
Correct.
Even the city streets, what people don't realize, by supporting the taxes, there's tax on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the little taxes that they're paying at your hardware store, it gets the nice street lights, to get the downtown resurrected and everything that's happening. Sometimes it supports the library, the parks here. They don't have a separate park district.
Right.
So it comes out of the city of Elgin, which is really something to maintain the amount of parks that they have and the level that they have. And it just comes out of the city, out of the budget that's here. That's everybody putting in a little bit by shopping local and putting those dollars back into your own community. It's only going to make you flourish. If you have a lively downtown area, you have a lively community, what's that going to mean for your business? More people are going to drive by. And they're going to maybe, all right, let's stop at this one over here. And if they're any kind of person that lives in the town, they're going to want to shop local. Hey, let's go check out the local hardware store. Anybody could go to a Home Depot, to Menards. Not that I have anything against them. Sometimes you have to go to one of the big stores. I haven't had the need yet. But, you want to keep it local and support it because it makes that full circle.
Well
just
said.
just in the way you employ your people.
Right.
I mean, look at they're sticking around for so long, so you must be doing something right.
We're trying, and then you get in conversations with people. We were talking before this. It goes, oh yeah, the guy that was it the president or the
the president of our organization
used
actually
to work for us at some point.
ran your store over here on the east side, and speaks fondly of the years that he worked there.
Yeah,
and he constantly is guiding us and leading our new volunteers and new members with stories from when I worked at Ace. So, that goes back to prove what you're saying is true, that, you gave a young guy there a chance, and how far he went with your organization.
Right.
That he stands up and says, hey, I may never have owned a business, but I ran somebody's business.
Yeah.
And that's how we felt about it. So it's what you're saying
And-
is very true. It hits home with all us Elginites.
Yeah, and that's how I want my managers to do it. It's their store. They have a lot of leeway on how they run things, so they definitely put their stamp on it for sure. And it's funny because I get in a lot of these conversations. We're like, oh, I worked there when I was a kid, or my mom worked there at some point, my dad. So there's a lot of people that have passed through our doors over the years.
Well, there's just not many businesses that have got the longevity that you can find anybody that's been in Elgin their whole life and been like, who has not been to Ziegler's Ace Hardware?
Somebody knows somebody that's worked there. Yeah, for sure.
So the corporate structure of Ace Hardware is different from most of your competitors. Is that right? Are you still a co-op?
We are a co-op.
Can you talk a little bit about that and what that means for you and your 9 stores?
Sure. So what that means is we've got Ace Corporate. They're based out of Oakbrook, and they do a lot of support. We buy probably 90% of our inventory. They do national advertising. There's a lot of support that comes in there. It makes it a lot easier, because if we were trying to do it independently, it would be very difficult. But the co-op aspect of it allows me to more or less do what we want in our stores. So if you walk into Aces all over the country, you're not going to find 2 that are alike. And that there's no one set plan for how your store has to look or what you have to carry. If you are trying to sell, if you manufactured flags, and you came to me and said, will you carry my product? I could say yes. So
that's neat.
There's a lot of leeway, and we do some of that. There's some local stuff in the stores, but we have a lot of leeway to put what we want in it and inventory, and so that's kind of how
That's interesting.
How it works.
So it's not like a franchise where you have to have this item or those items in that spot and take
Correct.
that much shelf space. You really have flexibility, and within each of your own stores can be different as well.
Correct. Yeah, none of our stores are alike.
Yeah.
I mean, there's similarities,
Yeah.
obviously, because we're all one organization, but you're not going to find paint inside the door to the right at every store. You may find it in a couple stores, but and they're all different sizes, and so we have fun in them. We try different products, and some work, some don't, and that's the name of the game. But
fun.
Well, that's a part of why you're putting your name on it.
Right.
Ziegler's, right? Ziegler. Ziegler's Hardware. So I mean, if you weren't corporate or not, it's still your personal store.
Correct.
And it's nice they give you the mobility to modify it to make it personal.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps someone coming.
It's a good team.
Yeah, that's a nice side.
Works well.
That's awesome. So you have stores on busy roads like Randall Road in Elgin and Algonquin. Is that?
Lake in the
Lake in the
Hills.
Hills. I'm sorry, I always do that wrong. I'm not quite sure where that.
It's
that's
close.
Yeah, it is. So on busy streets like that, and then you have more neighborhood approaches for some of your other stores as well, right?
Yeah, there's a couple on Randall, South Elgin and Lake in the Hills are both on Randall there. Crystal Lake is just north of 14. We got Huntley out on Route 47, and Carpentersville on Route 25, and then Bartlett is kind of tucked back off of Devon in that shopping center where the Aldi is. So, yeah, and then Roscoe is a standalone building north of town. So
Interesting.
just all over.
And that's your newest store in Roscoe?
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know, folks, that music means we're getting ready for a heartbreak at the bottom here. So we'll be back with the Chamber Chat in just a little bit. You listen to WRMN 1410, And we have Ziegler's Hardware Store in here today. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about the Fox River Trolley Museum as well. And we'll see you in just a little bit. WRMN 1410.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Brought to you by Wendy's. A new housing community featuring 90 upscale rental townhouses and row houses could soon rise at Napier Boulevard and Plank Road in Naperville. The city's Planning and Zoning Commission granted unanimous approval to the residences at Napier and Plank as part of the Genland LLC Lincoln Property Company subsidiary project. Shoppers at Bowickama's Ace Hardware stores in Naperville, Plainfield, Romeoville, and Wheaton have a chance to help neighbors beat the heat this summer. Through June 7th, customers can round up their purchases at the register with proceeds funding box fans for those in need. The initiative is supported by the local Salvation Army. The West Aurora School District 129 has unanimously approved renewing its food service contract with Organic Life for the 25-26 school year. Organic Life, based in Chicago, has served the district for the past 6 years.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400, and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, a chance of rain showers after 10 a.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 70. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 52 and a chance of rain showers. Gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Currently, it is 62 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
are back to Chamber Chat. WRMN 1410. Carol Gieske, we have it for her monthly. Oh, we love having you over here.
Well, it's very nice. Thank you for the time. We've been doing this a long time. A couple of things I'd like to bring up at this point in time. We do have some new businesses that have joined our chamber. Welcome to Coco Nail Bar in South Elgin, Lexton Marketing, Plasma Treat USA, St. Mary's Catholic School, a long time school. We're very excited to have St. Mary's on board with us. Unique Health Now, the CE Company, and the TCE Company have joined us as well. So we have lots of new members. You know, there's so many businesses in the community, and we're just really thrilled to have relationships with so many of them. Of course, Ziegler's Ace Hardware has been on board a long time, as has been the Fox River Trolley Museum. And we're going to talk a little bit now with Jeff Bennett, who's the Chief Car Officer of Fox Valley Trolley. Gosh, that organization's been around a very long time as well, Jeff.
Yeah. Roots in the Fox Valley area since the late 50s.
Amazing. And you got involved starting when?
Well, I have a picture at 4 years old.
Wow.
And how is that? You had an affinity for trains, for trolleys? What happened there?
I had a fantastic family. My grandparents would take my brother and I every summer. If we were lucky, it'd be a couple times a summer.
Ooh.
We'd get to go to the trolleys. And let me tell you, that was like our Disney World.
Oh, interesting.
And so that was a huge event. So it bit us at a young age, and things happen. And as you were saying, we all go around in circles. And once life let up on some of the other responsibilities, I think I've been back around for about 10 or 12 years now in a capacity where I've been able to help with a lot of restorations and transition the museum into the next generation of leadership.
Well, it's really exciting. As Dom and I were walking over here, I said who the guests were going to be, and he said, "Oh, I've gone down there a number of times. Is it still operating?"
Oh, absolutely.
So I said, "Well, I think it's kind of had fits and starts lately.
Well,
but you really have really gotten a new generation of leadership in there, and you are making incredible headway, right?"
Yeah, we're doing stuff that nobody's doing anywhere in the country or the world, as far as I know. With getting some of these historic artifacts back up and running. A living history museum where you can come and ride a 100-year-old L car. We've had it running all weekend. This past weekend,
Wow.
It's 100 years this year.
Awesome.
It was built in September of 25. That's something that you don't find in every community. This is really a community gem that everybody, we need to be a good steward to the community and know that we are here for them, not for us.
So if people want to find out about your organization, it's Fox Trolley, TROLLEY.org.
Yes.
And there's a couple of phone numbers and a couple of email addresses based on, do I want to buy a ticket for an event? And I know the Christmas event, you're getting ready to sell some tickets there, right?
Yeah. We have a huge Christmas event that is it's always sold out. Tickets will be going on sale here in June. So keep a close eye. We do a lot of information on Facebook. We try to keep everybody well informed of exactly what's going on when it's happening. We have a lot of people from afar that enjoy our museum. We have a lot of folks that no longer are able to come out as often as they'd like, and we think that it's very important that we're always letting the world know that what's going on. So at any point in time, you can follow us on Facebook and really get a true understanding of, oh, wow, that was a great weekend you guys had. You ran that car,
Yeah.
and you had these kids doing this and this family doing that. And that's how you feel when you see our social media.
So when you say running the car, is it something that I come down and I can just sit in that 100-year-old car?
Absolutely.
And then what happens? Do you have tracks that...
Yeah. So we have 2 miles of track that we run along. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's along the Fox River, and we are fortunate enough to have partnered with the Kane County Forest Preserve District, and we have an extension on the line into the John Deere Forest Preserve in South Elgin. And so on both ends of the line, there are great things to do. At the Forest Preserve, they've just redone John Deere Forest Preserve.
Right.
For those who don't know, and it turned out really nice. Come see it. I would recommend you get there on our trolley.
There you go.
by stopping at
Okay.
our depot.
Which is where?
Which is
Oh, we should-
365.
Yeah, I'm
South
sorry. We should say
LaFox.
that. So
It's-
you're
it's
in
on
South
Route
Elgin.
31, right in South Elgin. We're just if anybody knows where that beautiful new South Elgin Police Department went up,
Right around the
we're
corner.
practically neighbors, just a little bit further down on Route 31. You can get on there, you can take the kids down to the Forest Preserve, run out the energy, bring them back, and then we're right next door to Seba Park. We're partnered with South Elgin, and you can just walk right across the bridge. The kids can play over at the park. The nice thing about this museum and what you can do as a family, whether you're a family of 2 or a family of 10, whether you choose to go take your car through a fast food drive-through or you choose to drive into the Fox River Trolley Museum, we're going to be cheaper.
There you go.
You can't go through the drive-through and spend less than what it costs to come out and spend a few hours or the entire day. That's the great thing about
And be able
the
to touch,
museum.
feel, be on
Right.
a train that's 70-some years old.
Yeah,
Or
this is
L
not
train or
stuff
whatever.
behind glass.
Right.
This isn't like
Be able to touch
kids
it.
stand back. They're getting on board. They're right. They're flipping the seat over. They're opening the windows. Can you imagine a train that has windows that open?
Oh, yeah. That's something.
So we're opening the windows, going through a forest, and actually riding on these trains that are 100, 120. We have 150-year-old equipment that we regularly, at very least, exhibit, if not let you ride on.
And this is an all volunteer opportunity down here, or you're managed by volunteers?
We are a completely volunteer
It's
organization.
extraordinary.
And we have been a completely volunteer organization, started by just actually a group of young men that were in their late teens and early 20s that started the organization back in the late 50s. That's where our roots go, and we incorporated in South Elgin in '66.
So I got to ask you real quick, too. You said that the Christmas event is going on sale in June.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's some event, right?
Yo, it's
Tell us about the event a little bit so
Oh,
people
yeah.
get a snapshot of what
Yeah,
it is.
absolutely. It's so we start at the John Deere Forest Preserve.
Okay.
That's where you board and you come there. You get to be immersed in this Christmas train. So we take some of our vintage trolleys and we really decorate them up. So you get the whole feeling. We get a great hot chocolate product from a local vendor.
Nice.
You're on the train. You're with Santa Claus. And, our Santa is much different than the mall Santa. Our Santa is interacting with you. They unlimited pictures. The other thing is that we're not commercialized. We're not backed by any corporate. We're not looking to, make $1 million on everything. So there's not a whole bunch of, dare I say, crap to buy. It's a family experience. You come out with the family, you get hot chocolate cookies, Santa Claus, you ride a vintage trolley. I mean, how much better?
And
can
you're
you
all
get?
together as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How much
nice.
better can you get that?
Yeah.
And you do special events like that at Easter time as well with the Easter Bunny?
Yeah. So we Easter seems like it just passed, but
Yes.
time flies. We just had our Easter Bunny train, which that kind of speaks for itself. We find the bunny's hidden patch. Very
you go.
mysterious. Upcoming, we have our World War II reenactment, Rails to Victory. The tickets are on sale right now on our website. You can either look up railstovictory.com or at foxtrolley.org. You can buy tickets for that. That is a huge event. We're going to have hundreds of World War II reenactors on site, World War II authentic equipment, vehicles. They're going to be camping there. You will be able to get to ride a period correct train or trolley down to watch a World War II battle. There's several different scenes we do. I don't want to give it away, but it's quite the event.
When is that happening, Jeff?
That's happening June 7th, I believe. 6th and the weekend of the 6th and the 7th.
Okay.
That's right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Just a couple weeks from now.
coming right
Awesome.
up. It's coming right up. And there's a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, even if you just want to come out, there's a lot of displays. These reenactors are very passionate people that we have.
Yeah.
They do a great job, and it really works well and mixes well with the period of our cars too. These cars that you ride on, you have to realize that we have a car that was built in 1902 that runs, And so, it saw World War One, it saw World War Two, it saw the Great Depression, it saw the invention of the aeroplane.
Interesting. So, how do you acquire these trolley cars? They come to you finished and ready to go, or is this
No,
something that your team?
that would be so nice. No. One man's trash is another man's treasure, so to speak. The majority of our base collection we have had for several decades now. The core collection is from the CA&E, Chicago, Aurora, and Elgin, which stopped carrying passengers in 1957. At that time, if you're an organization that has hundreds of train cars and you've now gone out of business, you just need them to go away. Luckily, 4 of them were saved by the original founding members of the organization. And that stewardship and doing everything we can to save history just transferred on to cars from the CTA, the Chicago Transit Authority. So same thing with when the CTA is time to retire a car or a fleet of cars. We do everything we can to work with the intermediaries, and we bring them out to us, and they get a second life. So we have a lot of our train cars that we've acquired from either organizations like CA&E that went out of business, CTA that is upgrading. We're giving them a second life, and now a lot of them now have been at our museum longer than they were in service for passengers. So we try to do a really good job of keeping them restored and something exciting and nice to ride on.
So, Jeff, when we think of museums, we naturally think of great big buildings, and we'll go inside the buildings, and all the displays will be all over, and it's a beautiful situation. When we come to you, we're not talking about a great big building. We're talking about you're walking amongst trolley cars.
Yeah, the trolley cars, the train, the atmosphere, the 400-year-old oak trees we have on our campus. That is the museum. That is the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
We don't want a bunch of stuff behind glasses that the kids have to stand behind and don't touch. That's not us. We want all of our artifacts out. We want, hey, why does that do that? Why does it make that noise? And get the family on there. Go for a ride.
So when we talk about your campus, how many trolley cars are we going to see when we come down to
So on
visit?
a typical operating weekend, there's 2 to 3 trolley cars running that you have the opportunity to ride. It's not terribly wrong. So this is the great thing about this, is that it's perfect for the age range of 2 to 12. There, you have a very limited attention span there.
Adam, would you know anything about that?
Not a thing.
Very limited attention span. You can come out and you can ride one trolley and be there for an hour. You can ride all 3 and ride them 3 times and stay there all day if you'd like. But just the simple fact that, like I said, you're not breaking the bank to come bring the kids or bring the family to the trolley museum. And it's something where you're not going to lose their attention span because you've got so many things to do on this end of the line. You got things to do on that end of the line. And you know what? When it's time to go and it's nap time, you can go.
You can go anytime.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask, for those that don't know, I've been to the trolley and I've seen, and then twice I've been there, I got called out immediately. But it's a track that goes from point A to point B. Just a straight track and just comes back and forth. Now, do you have other little tracks that I guess they switch in and switch off of for the other trains that are there?
For some of our special events and things that we do have small, what they call spurs, where we can put trains off of the main line that we run on.
Okay.
And we'll be doing that for our Rails to Victory event. We'll be having other trains spotted. And our main campus has lots of tracks. So there's many tracks that can hold trains other than the ones that...
That's what I'm getting at. So if you go there, they're not just going to go up, back and forth on the selected train for that event. They're able to see the other trains that you've collected as well, and you want to share so everybody can see.
There's just as much to do on the ground.
That's what I'm asking.
On the grass as there is to do on the rails.
And that's the museum. Trolley. Like you say, you're a part of the museum. Gotcha.
Another part to the museum is the restorations we do. And just we understand that we're stewards of these cars that are 100 to 150 years old. And you know what? They take a lot of maintenance to keep them going. And we don't hide that. We open
Oh,
up
you
our
show the
maintenance
people
facility and our
wow.
restoration facility to people. We recently, through a GoFundMe event and funding through donors and members of our museum, have expanded that building. We're really working hard to make it ADA compliant, bringing in concrete so that anybody with any mobility issues is going to be able to get in there and be able to see what's going on. How do these trolleys stay this beautiful at 150 years old?
Sure.
Come on down. Let me show you.
Well, it is interesting, and I appreciate you bringing that up. As an all-volunteer organization, you have people who are behind the scenes running your social media. You have people who are working on the trolleys and restoring them, and that's when you're taking those trips to Ace Hardware to buy all the little things that you need in order to make them look as gorgeous as they
gosh.
actually are.
Let me tell you, Ace is a place when it comes to some of our restorations.
Yeah. And then you also, as you said, Jeff, are running a capital campaign, which you haven't done before, or maybe it's been a very, very long time, but you have a goal of $50,000, is it, I think?
Yeah, our goal is $53,000
53.
to finish off the funding we need to finish our barn extension that we're working on. Now, we have one barn that already holds eight trolley cars, but we have 30 trolley cars in our collection.
Oh, you do? That many?
They need roofs. Yeah. We got to keep them away from the
Yeah,
the
because
water
you
and the
restore
sun.
them, you have to keep them.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're kind of going in a cycle that's not good.
That's how I was asking if you had like the pole barns, for lack of a better word, that you're going to store them. Is there a track that's in there that they could be switched and put into the holding track? I guess we'll call it.
Fantastic question. So
Repair
we are right now. We do have one pole barn, as you said, that holds 8 cars, which is currently erect and in existence. We have the extension to that now has all concrete. The rails are level with the concrete, so anything can roll over it. There's no trip hazard. Very friendly for visitors to come in and see things. And we are currently working on funding to continue so that we can build out that trackage in front of that extension, so we can get more sidewalk. We're starting to put sidewalks in around our campus. For so many years, it's just grass, and it's a lot of hills and stuff like that. And it's just not traversable by everybody with mobility issues.
Yeah.
And we're working very, very hard to build a sidewalk now where anybody with any mobility issues or that just doesn't want to climb a hill can get around and see all of these wonderful things that you're asking me about, Dean.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, it's a beautiful area in South Elgin. So you're just heading off onto Route 31 through South Elgin, go past the new public service, the police department, and it's just past that on the left-hand side or the east side of 31.
Yeah.
You can pull right in. There's parking that's there.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of parking right there on site.
Okay, and you've got about how many volunteers are working on projects throughout the year?
Well, it depends. We have a little bit over 200 members. Now, you don't have to be a member to be a volunteer. You don't have to be a volunteer to be a member. But, just to put it into perspective, this last weekend, it was a good, long weekend. The weather was great. Lots of volunteers, lots of riders, people coming out wanting to see some of the special equipment. There was a day where I think we were managing 4 or 5 work groups of 3 or 4 people in each group. So I think we had anywhere at one point as many as 15 volunteers working on things. You can imagine. I mean, the grounds have to be kept. The infrastructure that we're building has to be done. The maintenance has to be done. The restorations have to be done. There's a lot of things that get to the point of you getting on and riding that trolley. So yeah, it's an excellent opportunity to volunteer. And so to that point, like we were saying here back, we're starting out at ACE, we've got a lot of volunteers that have come and started to learn things. And they're like, look, maybe I'm never going to pour concrete in my life again. But when it comes time that I need a concrete driveway, I'm going to know kind of what it takes to do it.
Yeah.
And these are skills that we're teaching people. We're getting people of all ages that want to come in and, hey, I'd like to learn to weld. Okay, great. We'll show you. No problem.
Times obviously are different. Me growing up, I remember a little bit older than you guys, but train sets was a big gift at Christmas time. Trains always ran around a Christmas tree.
True.
You know, in the 50s and the 60s, in that area, I think. I've heard and I've seen pictures. But the idea is, you know, trains were more of a thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people that would come to you, are they like enthusiasts that maybe have train layouts type things like HO or whatever, Lionel Gage?
Well, we have a
anything?
pretty diverse group of visitors. Obviously, yeah, everybody, you know, that's a trained fanatic or has the models or the layouts like
Do
that.
you have
of
any
course.
models?
Yeah,
I mean, to cut you off. Do you have a section for any kind of models?
all of our
active
models are
cases?
1-to-1 scale.
Okay.
So
That's
we
the
have
best
the
way.
real thing.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I don't know if you had something like, you know, little dioramas running around.
Dean,
yeah.
in your retirement, if you'd like to help us build
Yeah,
that out.
that'd be,
We could
that'd
talk
be what
about
I
that,
could do.
absolutely.
Because I don't know if I'd be able to do the one-on-one.
To follow up on your question, really, the perfect visitor is the family. You know, with we just need something to do this weekend, and we don't really want to spend $300 to go do XYZ. Well, you can come to the Trolley Museum with your family, and for $40, have a great day.
It's fun education. When you, I would imagine, when you're talking about the 7-year-old, whether it's an L train or God knows one of the Civil War trains, when you're starting to describe what it was, what it did, I imagine, what was the one flatbed that took the Elgin fire pumper, you know, the old steamer, took it from City of Elgin to the Great Chicago Fire. That was on the railway.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
absolutely. Well, these are things that
and they could learn that.
teach the young ones
there
that,
you go.
you know, these trains and the way that people used to commute, this was the cell phone of the time. You know, Dean, we were around before cell phones and we knew what that was like. But my daughter, who's 19, was never around before cell phones. She doesn't know what that's like. And to bring, you know, a child or a young person on and tell them that, you know, hey, this is the only method you had to get to your job. This is just what you did, and get them to understand that. When you see it in their eyes, that's when it's really great for me.
Well, there's just so much going on. It's really fun looking at your website. So you've got the Rails to Victory. The tickets are on sale right now. June 1st, the Santa's Trolley Express. The tickets go online. You have a summer picnic fundraiser going on June 29th. And so you've got an opportunity to go to the website again, and that is foxtrolley.org to find out more information. You've got this goal if people are interested in contributing, they can do so online. They can call you or go online and find out how to volunteer with you as well. You're well on the way, over $30,000 already reached, which is wonderful. You're open Sunday for operations, 11 to 5. Is that right?
Yeah, just stop in. No reservation. Just bring the family in and take a trolley ride.
And this is just right off the top of your head, Carol.
Yeah, yeah, of course it is.
She's
You
quite
know,
the
Dean.
trolley fanatic.
Yeah.
My
You didn't
God, I
know
could
that.
tell. Yeah, I saw you those coveralls before. I was wondering
exactly.
I didn't think you were going to the hardware store.
Carol, our social media and our website is a treasure trove of information.
Yep.
Anybody that's looking for something to do, even at the last minute, please check us out. Come on down.
Yeah, it's really, it's so great, an all-volunteer organization. We appreciate that. Well, thanks to my guests again, to Adam Ziegler, president of Ziegler's Ace Hardware, Jeff Bennett, chief car officer of Fox River Trolley Museum, our summer intern, Dom Modston, who just joined us today. Thank you very much. And Dean, thank you always for being so
Carol,
receptive.
we want to thank you, all of us here in the Fox River Valley, Elgin area, to be able to bring so many interesting people. And I mean that sincerely. You know, Adam, great job. I mean, you got to be really proud of your family's business. 1930.
Yeah.
My gosh. And how about it, Adam? I'm sorry, I called you Adam. Jeff, I mean, my gosh, this is really neat. The things that you bring to the community that maybe it wouldn't be an ordinary interest, but now they're like, wow, check this out. You know, they have those holiday trains that run. We've been a part of that with different stops at Pinery Grove. But this is a holiday train, the thing that you're putting together, selling the tickets for on sale now in June.
Yeah, it's a community, very family oriented.
Make sure you folks get it. You've been listening to WRMN 1410 with Carol Gieske and Chamber Chat. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again next month.
Looking to tackle those projects that feel a bit too big, this is the show for you. Join Eric along with his knowledgeable guests as they dive deep into everything from DIY renovations to creating a healthy home environment. We'll provide you with the tools and tips you need to complete your projects with confidence and ease. But it's not all work and no play. We believe in having fun. Our passion for home improvement shines through as we help you save time, money, and reduce the stress of DIY. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, don't miss Around the House. Tune in every Saturday night and let's tackle those home projects together.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410.